Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to the replay. This is the vault, episode 607. Fake trustees versus real trustees. And this was going to come real quick. It always comes right after a workshop because you find out who's real and who's fake. So we're going to talk about it today. Appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to replay. You want to set yourself straight, you got to set yourself straight because when you walk in the room with trustees, we're just going to set it off the right way. First of all, when we used to go to workshops with our mentors, they used to tell us not to talk to anybody in the room. Some people might look at that as crazy. Like, what you mean, trust Christian in the vault? You can't network with nobody. First of all, you don't know where people are, where they are in their life. So somebody gonna sit here and tell you they a trustee, but they in the public trust. And you might be moving forward in the private trust, but they in the public trust. So we gonna talk about it. Because you got fake trustees that want to tell trustees at the trustee training that we put together, oh, you're not in the right entity. First of all, we got trustees that trust Christian. And they come back and talk to Trust Christian. And they let us know that for the ones that want to tune in, want to tap in, this is what they say. Y'all want to know what the fake trustees say? Oh, I'm just here to learn. They're not really here to go through the training. They're here to learn. They want to be employee trustees. That's what they is. They want to be trustee thieves. First of all, people in trust deal with people in trust. So you're supposed to sit down with the people that run the events so you can actually make sure that you're doing the right things. Why? Because we sit down with trustees that are in better positions than us. And we open up to them and they open up to us. But instead you got people that come to the workshops. This has happened for years now. This has happened since we did them in Miami. This happened since we did them in Atlanta. This has happened since we did them in Texas. This has happened all the time because you got people, they really don't want to come to be a value. They want to be a leech. So we already got the information because it's private. When you deal with private people, when you help people and change their lives, they come back and they talk. So let's talk. So you got people in the room. The people that's doing this, y'all lucky we don't call your name because you're a joke. We can't even give you no press because you're a joke. So, fake trustees versus real trustees. Trust Christian love these conversations because a lot of the trustees will come to the workshop and be like, oh, I'm trying to network with other trustees. Let me get some other poor person's information. You don't know where people are in their life. The mentors used to tell us all the time, don't talk to people at the event. We used to sit there and think like, dag, man, like we didn't go to the event and talk to nobody. And then when we found out what people was about at the workshops, we found out like, oh, okay, the people that's really running it is the ones that's doing it. The ones that's here, they trying to get theirs together. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the room. Why would you come to a room if you knew what you was supposed to be doing? Oh, they're not supposed to come? Well, once again, the trustees that know what they doing, they don't want to talk to you. For what? Their focus is to make sure that their family preserves their wealth, not the network with somebody that they can't Google your business. They can't Google your name. This is the type of environment we in. So let's talk about it. Oh man, we're gonna go ahead and throw it out there. We had some silly information. Y'all lucky Trust Christian are in that mood right now to really go off, cause it's a joke. We could really just go off right now on how silly these people are. They don't even understand the power of networking. They don't understand the power of unity. They don't understand the power of being in trust. Because if they did, they wouldn't even came in and did no stupid stuff like this. Why? Because people in trust deal with people in trust. The people that have helped the families in the room, we gonna find out. So this individual comes in the room, tries to play coy like a little fish, but they broke. Because it's a mentality. Ain't gonna tell a family in the room that they not in the proper family foundation because they not filling out a 1041 for the foundation. First of all, if the foundation fill out a 990, We already know the trustee don't know what they talking about. But the average family don't know what they talking about. Why? Because they not in it. But the family that they told this to, they are. And they told Trust Christian in the vault. They told us what this individual said, trying to confuse them. Go and tell them don't get more than one policy for their family. This is the type of stupid stuff you hear. Somebody trying to give you financial advice. Trust Christian doesn't give out financial advice. The vault doesn't give out financial advice. We put the right professionals in front of you. So the fake trustees, they want to sit here and act like they networking. We seen one of them stand in front of us. We knew he was a fraud because of the way he walked out the room, the way he came in the room. His socks was short. He gonna come in the room and try to sit here and, oh man, I'm here to help out my family estate. We ain't heard from him yet. That's how we know they a joke. We ain't afraid to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we're in rooms that they don't want you in. You won't make it in these rooms because you gotta have integrity. Oh, Trust Christian, I came in here to really find out about how to be the best trustee for the family. I ain't got two nickels or two dimes to rub together. Then you got families that come in the room. We got a family that come in the room last minute. A dentist that came in the room last minute, and she out crying in the hallway because she appreciates the value of the content, because she appreciates the fact that we put her in an environment to win, not to just get money out of her pocket. Now so she's just sitting there networking. So it's heads up to the real trustees that say you with the vault, that say you understand what Trust Christian's talking about. First of all, you're not networking. The people that you got their number, you might as well delete it. Oh man, what you mean, Trust Christian Vote? I thought they was a quality trustee. We'll say it once again. Our mentors, when we went in the environment, they told us don't talk to anybody. You be like, man, what do you mean? Don't talk to nobody, Trust Christian Vote. We should have said this from the beginning of the workshop. You don't talk to the regular people that sit in the crowd. You talk to the speakers. That's who you talk to. That's who you talk to. You talk to the speakers. You don't talk to the, oh man, let me swap spit. Let me share worst practices. Think about it. People in trust sometimes that they first Gen Zero, all they gonna do is tell you how hard it is. Oh man, it's hard to do the minutes. When I first met Trust Christian, man, we barely had our stuff together. Oh man, when I met Trust Christian, I was trying to get off my job. When I met Trust Christian, it's all about the worst scenario. It ain't about, oh man, you know what? We're empowered and you should really reach out to him and make it a point to get done what you need to get done. Instead, it's not that mentality. It's unfortunate. We go into wealthy environments. They don't want to give out their business card or number sometimes. They tell you to talk to the speaker. They tell you to talk to the organizer. Y'all don't even understand that'll get you kicked out of a room. That'll get you not invited to a room again. What's funny is how people don't understand the power of a relationship. It's silly, man. It really is. Like, it's just, they come in the room. They got financial advice for everybody, but they not even in the right position. This is how you know they're not in the right position. They got their kids on the trust as the beneficiaries. Did you hear it? Did y'all hear this? We heard this, trustees. Trustees already came back to us and told us somebody's at the workshop saying that their kid is a trustee. That's not how it works with us as the trustees over at the vault. We're gonna go ahead and put that out there in the public, because when you put your child as a trustee, that makes them, not the trustee, when you put your child as the beneficiary, it makes them liable. Most people ain't got a system, no. They just fake trustees. They are faking it. I'm trying to come learn. Trust Christian in the vault. How come they didn't put their own event together? Because they're a fake trustee. The reason why Trust Christian in the vault was able to put together events is because we live in it. We surrounded ourselves with the professionals that we tell y'all to get. Tell you to get the enrolled agents or people that understand information front end and back end and can defend the trust, that can at least go do the research. Put yourself in a position where you could practice infinite banking, where you could do, minimize the depreciation of the actual dollar that you supposedly have in your pocket. But you got the fake trustees. Oh, my daughter, my son, or my this, they the trustee. I'm the trustee, and they the beneficiary. I made them the trustee and the beneficiary. But the real trustees at the vault, they know what time it is. It ain't none of that over at the vault. You got people that come into the room and tell you they in private trust, but somehow they ain't in trust. They over here telling you they got a Delaware trust. If y'all only knew we sat on the line with these ones recently. Oh man, we got this entity set. First of all, how you in the foundation and ain't got no money? Y'all want to talk? Let's talk. How you in the foundation and you don't got no money? First of all, the foundation is a tax exempt investment vehicle. You supposed to have money and investing in it. But instead, you got families that want to play broke out here. First of all, if somebody was at the workshop playing broke, they're a fake trustee. Y'all got to go ahead and listen to that. Everybody that's playing broke, oh man, I ain't got no money. It's hard to get money in the trust. I got to figure it out. I don't really know how to do it. Go ahead and delete their number so you don't waste your time and get confused. How you playing broke and you say you want to be in trust? How you playing broke and you say you want to be generational wealth? This stuff is not even comical. It's despicable. Fake trustees. Who drafted the trust document? I drafted the trust document, Trust Christian. Right. That ain't what our trustees do. Because they the trustee. Did you hear that? The grantor does that. Did you hear that? But y'all got to y'all over here want to exchange numbers with people. Oh man, let me exchange numbers with this person. All you got to do, you can make the qualifying phone call today. Hey, who drafted the trust document for you? And when you hear the answer, you know if they real trustees or fake ones. This ain't funny because these people going to sit here and try to call you in the future when they ain't doing it right. Trustees that are properly doing it are looking to actually work with other trustees that are properly doing it. Not this fake trustee stuff. One trustee come on the line the other day. Oh yeah, it's some nine something number and this, that, and the third. Stop watching the internet. Hit the books. Correct your speech. You think you sophisticated, but you really need to be reading a Black's Law Dictionary. This is the type of stuff that we hear at the vault. They over here saying that they in trust, but they ain't got no money. First of all, you got to really pay attention to that type of mentality. Trust Christian ain't never told nobody no stuff like that. We go in the rooms with multi-billionaires, ladies and gentlemen. Multi-billionaire, talking about more than 20 billion. It sounds unreal to some people, but more than 20 billion. Some of them got hundreds of billions. We sit in a room with people that got $500 billion. You be sitting there wondering, like, how are they hiding this type of money? Is that real? Is that fathomable? They got over $500 billion worth of assets in mortgage-backed securities. But y'all want to sit here and talk about some daggone playing broke stuff. People got to step their game up. They want to talk about this generational wealth stuff. You got to open up a business. You got to be willing to take a risk. But wasting your time going out here trying to talk to these fake trustees, that's all you're doing is wasting your time. People want to tell you they building generational wealth. How you building generational wealth? You don't even got a business. How you building generational wealth? You don't got a team. This stuff is all about team building. You think we remember last time we were sitting in a room with some billionaires earlier this year, and we were just sitting there just in amazement, like, man, this firm, they got over $20 billion assets under management, and all we could think about was, or one of the things we thought about was, man, if you're going to be a billionaire, you got to help quite a few people become millionaires. So it's safe to say if you want to be a billionaire, you got to help some other people become millionaires. But How you gonna do that when you dealing with people that's playing broke? It's sad, man. It's really sad to see that there's no integrity like that. Like, it just blows you a little bit because it's like, man, how do you succeed in life when there's so many fugazis out here? And then you just tighten up. You listen. You truly. One of the things that we realize in life is that, well, whatever the mentor told us, quite a few of the mentors told us, you end up outgrowing them. You end up knowing the truth. We had this one mentor we outgrew recently. First of all, unless you're gonna go get a finance degree or a law degree, you might as well just go ahead and be the best trustee you could be by doing the minutes properly, finding great talent like Trust Christian did at the vault, and surrounding yourself with great talent. And the talent has to be smarter than you. No, oh man, we get to the workshop, we don't really know if this person know what they talking about. Once you have to question whether this person is talking about what they talking about, you got to move on quickly. You got to be okay with that. Somebody telling you something that's counter to your dream, you got to move on. That's the facts. Oh man, Trust Christian, what you mean? When you finally shared your dream and goals with somebody and they telling you it's not possible, they telling you you can't do it, you gotta move on, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. The universe gonna bless you when you let go of the old and focus on the new. But we got people in the world that want to sit here and tell you you can't do something because they won't do it, because they can't do it. They want to tell you that this trust owns this trust. First of all, what's the ownership? The beneficial ownership? Oh, this trust owns the foundation. How is it going to own the foundation when the foundation is supposed to be an independent person? All the trust is supposed to be persons, correct? Whether it's the public trust, the private trust, they all persons, right? They all independent persons, right? See, people got to correct their speech, but they don't really know that because they fake trustees sometimes. So they gonna catch you slipping if you new to trusteeship because you don't really know what you're doing. That's why we got the workshops. That's why we had to put the workshops together for the families. We got families that came to 3 of our workshops and said it clicked even more on the 3rd workshop here. Why? Because they understand the importance of repetition. They understand the importance of continuous learning. They understand that they got to focus on themselves, not be sitting out here trying to help everybody else and their family out. They got to do that from the foundation where they can invest tax free. But oh no, no. How you know a fake trustee from a real trustee? Because the fake ones don't talk about investing. Or they talk about it, they use that word spending. They ain't investing nothing. They ain't got no money to invest, right? The real trustees, they focused on their language. They're focused on being conscious of their language. The real trustees are focused on building the team properly. The real trustees are okay with separating from people that ain't on the same page with them. Y'all don't even understand the nonsense that we heard already. We already on Thursday. The workshop was on Saturday. We hearing nonsense already. Why? Because you got fake trustees in the room. Y'all don't even understand. Be like COINTELPRO. People don't understand the power of community. That's why certain communities get left in the dust. It's because they don't understand the power of community. And the power of community is being private, not public. But they want to sit here and talk about, oh man, I appreciate you, Trust Christian in the vote. Thank you, Trust Christian in the vote. That's why Trust Christian in the vote ain't never look for no pat on the back from nobody. No pats on the back, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all gotta get used to that when you get into the wealth environment. It's no pats on the back no more. Only pat on the back is when you pass along that wealth and it passed from Gen 1 to Gen 2, and from Gen 2 to Gen 3, and from Gen 3 to Gen 4, and Gen 4 to Gen 5. That's the pat on the back that you gonna get. Ain't no pats on the back in wealth trust and wealth generation program. Ain't no more of that. The people you think that's succeeding, they ain't. Y'all got to have the ever vigilant eye. That's why Trust Christian Vault put you in front of the right people. So you can say, all right, you know what? Even if Trust Christian fell certain where, guess what? We got the people that he told us that this is the team that we need. The board is replaceable. Hard for people to hear, huh? You gotta surround yourself with the right team. We got families coming to the room. We have families traveling. We know a trustee literally came to the workshop by themselves. Soon as we got done, 5 o'clock, they hit the phone and called their significant other, expressing the passion, expressing the enthusiasm for the facts to be a real trustee. They expressed the facts. Honey, we got to do this. We got to make sure our family's protected. We're in business and we got to protect our assets. We got trustees. As soon as the event was over, started making phone calls and held an event the next day on Sunday with Dr. Bay. Now, see, a lot of y'all people that attended the workshop, people that did, they gonna get away with it trying to reach out to Dr. Bay. That's just the facts. They gonna get away with reaching out to Dr. Bay because Dr. Bay's retired. Dr. Bay's been retired more than Trust Christian's been alive. As far as half of life go, that's just the facts. Dr. Bay been retired for almost 30 years plus. Dr. Bay was making over $5 million plus a year inside of his insurance business. How you know what that's like when you ain't even made $1 million a year? You don't even know what that's like. Dr. Bay was making over $5 million a year in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s. Whoa. Facts. You go look that up. Dr. Bay's organization was one of the top 5, top 10 largest black insurance companies in the United States at one point. Oh, I didn't know that, Trust Christian. I just thought I was talking to an old man. I thought he was supposed to look like money. But he's so nice to me, he talked to me because I'm a fake trustee. I need to be a real trustee like him so I can retire for half of the rest of my second half of my life. Exactly. Instead of taking notes. Instead of what people call humble, taking notes. They don't want to take notes though, do they? Nah. Everybody want to be the big shot. Thinking they some big shot. Had people for years come through to the vault. Oh man, let me come through here and get everybody's telephone number so I could get in contact with everybody afterwards. For what? If people broke, what's the point of talking to them? Dr. Bay gonna talk to most of them. That's just the facts. We're gonna set the record straight. We're gonna talk to most of them because he got a good heart. And he ain't asking for your money because he got money. Because he living off the insurance policies the way you're supposed to live off the insurance policies. Never had Dr. Bay ask for a dime from us. Never. Never, ever, ever. I'm talking about ever, ever, ever. Dr. Bay never asked for a meal. How does Dr. Bay never ask for food? Most of y'all asking, hey man, can I take you out to lunch? Trust Christian don't give a dang about taking you out to lunch. Can I take you out to lunch? Can I take you out to dinner? Can I get you some coffee? Dr. Bay don't do none of that. Then you got another trustee, a real trustee, flying in on the PJ, on the private jet, telling you he on his third jet, and people questioning whether they should go ahead and switch their little measly 401k over. Some daggone little, whatever them little government-sponsored programs from their little job. But guess what? Most of them heard it because they reached out to Trust Christian Vault afterwards. And they said, hey, we reaching out to Brent. We need to go ahead and get started. We with it. We understand the power of coming together. We understand the power of community. We understand about putting our funds together as a family and a foundation. They understand that. The fake trustees, they over here trying to network. The real trustees, they trying to find out. They looking to find out what are the real events they need to get to for their for the actual for the develop the team, to develop the actual assets, to put asset managers in place. This is a hard reality for some people. So we're gonna set the record straight. If you got somebody's number for an event, you should delete it. The only people number you needed was the speakers. Oh man, I'm in the same state. Can I get the same information from them, Trust Christian in the Vault? Because, I'm trying to share how bad it is in trust. It's so hard. I don't really know nobody. We were on the line yesterday with trustees. And this, we're going to set it up now. We're going to set it up. Here we go. Trustees going to tell us, oh, I'm in South Carolina, Trust Christian in the Vault. That's the problem. You're in the middle of effing nowhere. It's nothing in South Carolina. Don't take it the wrong way. You got to understand the facts. We're not saying there's no money in South Carolina. We're not saying that at all. But if you're not in the metropolitan area, in the main area where once again, all you got to do is Google the wealth events going on. Are they going on in South Carolina? No. Then you got to move. You got to move on. There was a migration that happened in the United States from 2020 to 2024. Why? Still going on. Why? Because you got these states up north and they got these high tax liabilities for income. The cost of living is high up north. It's cold up there. You got a lot of millennials. They trying to start families now. We ain't even gonna go into this garbage that y'all be seeing over the internet. It's garbage. Oh man, we gonna invest in multifamily. Well, guess what? Millennials gotta have kids. And one ain't enough. So they say, oh man, Trust Christian in the Vault, we living in South Carolina. What should we do? You might have to move. If you got a house, why you can't rent it out? Move somewhere else. Go to a major area where there are people that you can see that are thriving, not just surviving, but thriving. We almost didn't even want to do the event in Atlanta. Why? Because they try to make it sound like Atlanta's booming. Everywhere is not Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen. You can't compare Atlanta to no California. You can't compare Atlanta to San Diego. You can't compare Atlanta to LA. You can't compare Atlanta to Sacramento. You can't compare Atlanta to what is that? San Francisco. The cost of a house. Oh, Trust Christian, you could get a house in Atlanta for less than $1 million. That's not going on in California. First of all, people are renting apartments in New York for $4,000. People are renting apartments in New York and in California for over $5,000. What are you talking about? We're not trying to talk bad about an area. We telling y'all the facts. Oh man, I'm trying to live in Atlanta where it's cheap. And that's all you're going to get is a cheap mentality. But are you focused on growing the asset? That's the difference. Fake trustees, they not trying to grow no assets. They want to be cheap. Man, I'm trying to get in the trustee training program for the low. I'm trying to get all the information for the low. Fake trustees barely got a tie. Barely know how to wear business attire. It's wild, ladies and gentlemen, just sitting here thinking about it. Sitting here talking about it. Some people might get offended. Oh man, I can't believe you said that about Atlanta. Ain't no different up in the Midwest. There's no difference. What's the difference, ladies and gentlemen? What's the difference? So you got the fake trustees versus the real trustees. What you gonna do? You gonna invest in your private education, go through the training program, or you gonna sit here and try to get as much free game as you possibly can over the internet from these L's, Bays, Days, and L's and Ali's or whatever they want to call themselves. These more science guys. Who else? They got these freedom fighting guys, these sovereignty guys. Talking about sovereignty. You got guys in the road talking about, oh yeah, trust Christian. If you in trust, you could create your own country. How you gonna create a country you ain't got no money? Well, I didn't know there is no money, trust Christian in the vault, because there is no money. Well, first of all, there's a thing called a medium of exchange. That's the money. It's the currency, it's the money. What medium of exchange do you have? Do you have an asset? And if you're the greatest asset, that's a problem in and of itself. Why? That's the greatest problem in and of itself. Is you're the asset, but guess what? When you're the greatest asset, you're also the greatest liability. That's another thing they don't want to hear. They want to be the greatest asset, but they really the greatest liability. Hold on, everybody. Talking about some dad going, oh man, I'm gonna be what you going? Put insurance on yourself? That's the liability. That's why you gotta insure it. You're putting insurance on a liability so you can replace it. Oh no, I didn't think of it that way, Trust Christian. I thought I was because then the insurance is an asset, right? Because I could collateralize it. I could borrow against the death policy. I could borrow against the policy, right? Right. How you gonna borrow against a policy you ain't got no money in? I'm trying to borrow against the value of the policy. To do what? To go buy another liability? I'm trying to start a piece of land with my cut for the country. This is the nonsense y'all hear. Some of y'all might not hear it, but we hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Come to the vote. Like we already 4 days away from it, 5 days away from the event, and we already hearing the nonsense. It's like, dag, man. Like we sat there, we did quality presentations, and it still don't ring a bell. And some people may say, oh man, why do you gotta say it like that? Because it's not even funny. It's confusing the people that really care. It's confusing the people that really are putting their family on the line. And you got people that want to come in the room and spread confusion. Talking about their children as trustees. Excuses. Their children are beneficiaries. Their children is a beneficiary. They got domestic entities. Don't even know what a private foundation is, but they got a public one. They want to tell you that they got a private foundation, but don't even know how it's private. Y'all don't even know how long it took Trust Christian to get that information. It took us over 6 months to get that concept. Oh man, really? Yeah, so what makes you think you're going to get it faster? You got to take time. You got to study. Most people ain't trying to study though. What they say, we living in a microwave society. From that workshop, real trustees versus fake trustees. This is as simple as it gets. Did you write your goals down yet? Oh, did you write your goals down yet? Did you write your goals down and create an affirmation off of your goals? Once again, we talking to the real trustees. The fake trustees, they ain't did it yet. So the real trustees, did you write your goals down yet? Did you write it down in an affirmation form? Are you reading it to yourself before you go to bed? Are you reading it as soon as you wake up in the AM? That's the difference. Something as simple as that could change your life. Did you write your goals down? Well, I don't know about all of that. I gotta really set a goal. It's just interesting, ladies and gentlemen, to see the culture, the poverty mentality versus the wealth mentality. To really see the wealth mentality, ladies and gentlemen, the real trustee mentality. Like we say, the mentors told us don't talk to nobody. You can sit there and you be like, man, no way. I thought this person was a good person to talk to. They look good. They had the suit and tie on, Trust Christian. Exactly. Because that's what they supposed to have on. That don't mean they fully suited and booted. As far as being a trustee, if they not in the same situation you in or better, you don't need to talk to them. That's the bottom line. That's a fact. You can reach out to these people and you can ask them, are you in trusteeship? Are you in foundationship? Did you go through trustee? Let me reach out to Trust Christian and see if you certified. Most of them ain't certified. But there are quite a few families. We had quite a few families in the room that were certified. Quite a few families that were in the room that they went through the training program. They invested in their private education. But there was a few sprinkles in here and there. Oh, I just want to come to learn. Yeah, because they ain't focused on training. They think they gonna get it from one class. And it's sad. It's not even sad. It's just funny to hear. It's goofy to hear. Honestly, these are goofies. Y'all could call them goofy. They goofies. It's goofy to hear. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. Always appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. We just wanted to go ahead and set the record straight. This be one of them episodes where a lot of times a lot of people say, "Oh man, Trust Christian, I talked to this person and they kind of told me something and I knew it didn't sound right." So why you keep talking to them? Why are you trying to debate with these people? Everything that Trust Christian and us we went over, as far as the laws, you could go research all that stuff through the government. Because you want to be compliant. Because wealthy people wrote the laws. But see, that's the problem with these fake trustees. They think they're going to rewrite the law. First of all, the wealthy people of the country that put you in a position where you could be a private trustee wrote the laws for private trusteeship. But people think they smart when they really arrogant and stupid. It only comes down to just studying, ladies and gentlemen. All you gotta do is study. Simple as that. People want to exchange information because they want to exchange failure. We talked about this in a previous episode. People just failures. They want to talk to other failures. Oh man, it's been hard since I've been in trusteeship so far. What you mean it's been hard? This is a wealthy people environment. How's it hard? See, when you talk that way, that's how you know you're a fake trustee. Because if it was, it should be hard having a job. It should be hard doing that. It should be hard working for some other man. It should be hard being in poverty. But it ain't. It's easy. So why is it hard being in trusteeship? Why is it hard to be in trusteeship, Trust Christian involved? It ain't hard. Man, I gotta really talk to some people and I gotta really invest in the private education. I'm what the trustee said. I'm all alone here in South Carolina. Trust Christian involved. We ain't got nobody else to talk to. Nobody else around us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and share a little secret with you. Okay, it's first of all called the 1% information. We're gonna say it again. If you in private trusteeship, you in the 1%. Most of the people in your zip code aren't properly structured. Be okay with it and be okay with traveling because that's where you separate yourself. When you say, okay, you know what? It's not about where we live, it's about where we going. We got to go out, we got to stretch ourselves, we got to go get around other people that are in trusteeship. That's all you do. You're in the 1% information. What you want? Everybody, oh, come on, Trust Christian, I come from poverty. Everybody should know this information. Yeah, but they not going to do a minute. Huh? They too lazy to do a minute. They too lazy to organize as a family. But don't forget about the cookout. Don't forget about Johnny's birthday. Don't forget about the Christmas party. Ooh. I gotta I gotta separate myself. You said you wanted to be private. You went through a public school system. Most of us, 80% of the population went through a public school system. Ladies and gentlemen, 80% of the people y'all come in contact with, it's not going to make it in private trusteeship. Y'all got to get used to the numbers. Man, I thought I was going to just attract people through the law of attraction to me. Nah, you got to attract yourself to the right people. Bottom line, the higher you move up in this thing, the less people you're going to be in contact with because they're not focused on doing private trusteeship mentality. They're not doing private trusteeship activities. They're not trying to set goals. You ask them what their goals is, they don't know what their goals is, but they know what LeBron James' goal is. They know his goal to win a championship next year. What's your goal? They know when the season starts for the NFL, they got season tickets, right? They got season tickets. And little do they know, if they was in the proper foundation, it could be paying for the tickets tax free. But instead, they over here paying for the tickets because they are hanging around public people because they fake trustees. This is funny. uh they gonna come to a trustee. Why? Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the mentality of somebody coming to a trustee training workshop and trying to steal people, trying to give misinformation, and trying to recruit you to do something that they ain't even doing properly. When we done told y'all multiple times, people in our sector, they don't talk. It's private. They don't talk. Well, what are you doing over the internet, Trust Christian? How you over here talking about it? Well, first of all, we not giving up all the information. So we don't have a problem with saying it. But the other little fake trustees, they going to tell you, oh, well, you know what? We got the truth. So we going to tell you it. No, the trustees that come into trustee training, they sign non-disclosure agreements. So they can know how to deal with the information properly. So we don't compromise their family estate. You think you could just talk to somebody about this type of information without a non-disclosure agreement? Oh no, those things aren't real. All right, whatever. That's why the government got confidentiality agreements, right? The government got confidential information. What makes you think you shouldn't have confidential information? But this is the type of stuff that we hear, so we just wanted to go ahead and do this every episode. We probably would have did this a lot sooner if we would have heard it a lot sooner. But we heard it finally, and it's just like, oh, okay. We got these people that would just want to run their mouth at the workshop and tell other people, oh man, Trust Christian, he telling you to do it this way, but this the way we did it. Right. And they ain't up there, they ain't held the workshop yet. And they ain't gonna hold a workshop. And they don't know the relationships that we got. Because they don't have those relationships. You know how long we done known Brent? And we didn't bring him out? But we were like, you know what? We're going to bring him out for the families that are coming. We want to add a lot more value this time. Everybody with a resounding, man, I've been around it. We've been to multiple workshops. And it made a lot more sense this time. That's all we needed to hear to know we did the right thing. This ain't about cool points, ladies and gentlemen. This ain't no skateboarder trick. This ain't no trick. This ain't no fake trustee trick. It's a real trustee type of mentality. We stuck the landing. Bottom line. Because we understand the importance of making sure that the value is not just the information, but it's about the relationship that you get with the information. So when you out here looking to get a relationship, make sure the information is proper. Just like the relationship is proper with the information. That's how you could tell the real trustees versus the fake trustees. Because the information matches up with the relationship. When somebody tell you they flying in on a private jet and they on their third jet, well, Oh man, I gotta see it to believe it. Yeah, and he don't have to show up for you neither. So don't come back. You think the third jet is as small as the first jet? You could still smell it because the way the year he told us was it's still you could just smell that it smelt new. That's how new it smelled. Just from him saying it, like, dang, that sounds like it's a new one and it smells good in there. It does smell good in the private jet. But see, people will never be able to set foot on that jet. Why? Because they don't know how to build a relationship. When you build a relationship, you say, hey, you know what? Can I connect with you? Hey, my kids, man, I want to build their dream. I want to let them know this is possible, that it's not far. If I'm 1 degree away from knowing somebody with a private jet and they now they got a business vehicle, how many of the people in the room that are going to go into the insurance business and actually want to do it with Brent? They want to learn something. They want to build something. But instead they want to work. Work for some other man. Work for some other man's last name. Woman or whoever. It don't matter. Real trustees ain't focused on having no job. They focused on building assets. Simple as that. And you work on it every single day. Oh, Trust Christian Evolve. It's challenging, man. I'm losing a little bit of sleep. Trust Christian. I'm tired, man. I'm building. I gotta go to work, man. I'm in traffic. I got a family, and I'm building assets, but I ain't got that much help. And now you know what it's like for every other Gen Zero. But then when you get on the line with these idiots, I was on the line with one yesterday. He gonna sit here and say, "Oh man, Mark Zuckerberg got a handout. Warren Buffett got a handout. Jeff Bezos got a handout. They all got insurance from their father. They all got money from their dads. So is that gonna be your excuse? Every supposed well person now got a handout except for you? Y'all hear this type of poverty mentality? Oh, such and such got a handout. That's why he's a billionaire. So how am I gonna be a billionaire? Cause X, Y, and Z, he gotta have Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett didn't just do it from zero. His dad gave him some money. He gave him $100,000. Here we go. For all the brothers and sisters, for all the, color folks as they call themselves. You know who Byron Allen is? One of the few billionaires that y'all probably never heard of. Byron, Bryon, Byron Allen, who owns the Weather Channel in English and in Spanish. What about, let's go over to another financial one. Man, wow, don't let us do this right now. What's the name? Uh, he owns Vista Capital. You can go look him up. Vista Capital. But you got Byron Allen. What y'all gonna keep saying? Oh man, you got a handout, man. We gotta do it through entertainment. We gotta do it through entertainment. Nah. What you gotta do is build a business. Multiple businesses. It takes multiple transactions to be ultra high net worth. Multiple transactions. That's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, I'm having a hard time just building one. That's the problem. Is you having a hard time instead of writing out an affirmation that says it's easy for me to build businesses. And I'm finding the right people to do it. And I'm learning the things I need to learn. And I'm getting better every day. But it's easy to get home and watch that TV, huh? It's easy to get home and watch the sports, huh? It's easy to get home and watch the fake news, huh? Man, it's been a hard day, Trust Christian Evolve. I just want to relax. But when I start relaxing, I get a little comfortable. And that's the problem. You're comfortable being poor. You're comfortable having to work every day. That's the wild part. People be comfortable with that type of stuff. That's the crazy part. It's like, man, just hearing the mentality, it's like, whew, like stay away from them. Why? Think about it. Like, what value are they gonna provide? They comfortable. You think the mentors that we, first of all, once again, we'll go back to the mentors. The mentor, if he's on his third jet, don't you think he would have been comfortable with his first plane? He not comfortable with his first plane because it's more to life than one plane. It's more to life than two planes. And guess what? It's more to life than three planes. It's more to life. He not comfortable. Man, that's wild. You know, he on his third airplane and he ain't comfortable yet. Yeah, because you would be comfortable on your first one. And that's the problem. It's a mentality. You don't get the three planes and be comfortable. So when we talking to the trustees and say, "Oh man, I live in the area in the middle of nowhere and there's no trustees here, Trust Christian. What am I to do?" You got to dream. You got to set some new goals. That's the facts. You got to set some new goals. You got to dream. You got to stretch yourself. You got to dust those goals off, baby. But it's hard, you know. Now I got to get up and I got to work again. What was you gonna do anyways? Trustees got comfortable with retirement incomes from the government. What a joke. Fake trustees. Oh man, the government give me a fixed income. And guess what? If I make too much money with it, then they take away my money. Don't that sound stupid? You work your whole life, put money in Social Security, but if you make a certain amount of money above Social Security limits, certain limits or whatever, they stop giving you the money. What kind of nonsense is that? That's how you know it's a welfare program. That's how you know the system is set up to keep people in poverty. But for some odd reason, people are okay with this. You would look at that money and say, okay, that's seed capital, honey. We need to go out, and our goal is to surpass that this year because we already lived that lifestyle this past year. And if we want to do something different, we need to get more money, or we need to have more money coming in. And if that means we can't have that no more, we got to double what we doing with that. We got to triple what we doing with that. We got to 10x what we doing with that. We got to do some research and find some vehicles that can get us to where we need to go or where we want to go. That's the mentality. Not one jet mentality, 3+ jet mentality. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Feel free to type into the chat where you listening live, listen, replay from. Just to let y'all know, we actually we got a phone call this week already, and they want us to do a workshop in the Midwest. So just be prepared that we're gonna get this flyer made. We're gonna prepare to do this flyer and do the Midwest workshop. We got a lot going on over at the Vault, but we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. So we may end up doing another one in the Midwest, which we pretty much have that locked in. It's just private, ladies and gentlemen. So that's going to be a quick, easy sellout just because it was so much overflow from this one. So just be prepared that the next one is definitely going to be, and it's right now looking around October, late October. So just be prepared for that. Trust Christian don't do cold weather. So just to put y'all on notice. But, at the end of the day, we're here to serve. And, really excited to serve some families this year. And that's what it should be about. It should be about empowering families, not giving out misinformation. So we're excited to work on doing this next one real quick here before the end of the year, fourth quarter. Really making people's lives, helping people's lives be in a better position. And it's exciting, ladies and gentlemen. It really is. It's a beautiful thing to see some families in the correct position. We look forward to working with these families. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, um, we're right now working on something right now in the Chicago, so we'll say the Midwest for now. area, and it's going to be full. We can tell y'all that right now, just because of who's organizing it. Really thankful for the parties that are involved, and we're just thankful for, once again, all the speakers that came to the workshop. And we could say we're thankful for everybody that showed up to the workshop. But the fake trustees that showed up to the workshop, that want to come in the room and act like they networking, but they really trying to tell trustees that went through the trustee training program they don't know what they doing. Y'all wrong for that. If y'all listening, y'all wrong for that. Because it ain't about networking. That's the part y'all don't want to hear, trustees. Real trustees, y'all don't want to hear that. Our mentors told us, don't talk to nobody. That could be the hardest thing if you're a people person too. You'd be like, oh man, I see that person, they look good, I want to talk to them, I just want to see what they doing. They were asking a lot of good questions in the room, I don't know where they at in it. And guess what? The mentor said, don't talk to nobody. So we didn't talk to nobody. And still to this day, we done gone to events and we ain't talked to nobody. All we did was talk to the people that was on the stage, or people that was the speakers. And guess what? Those are the relationships. That's why we had the relationships with the Brent. That's why we got the relationships with the Victor. That's why we got the relationships with the Larissas. That's why we got those relationships, because those are the people that spoke on the stages that we heard. Not sitting there trying to talk to people in the crowd. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, it's Christian at trustchristian.com for trustee training. Peace and joy.